Hi friends, my name is Rebecca Hollister. I'm one of your Leavenworth City Commissioners, and this is your City in 60. City in 60 is a series that I created where I summarize the latest City Commission meeting in 60 seconds or less so that you don't have to watch the entire hour-long video. Without further ado, let's put the clock on the screen and let's get started. There were 4 proclamations: Small Business Week, Drinking Water Week, Child Care Provider Appreciation Day, and Mental Health Awareness Month. Then there were 4 public comments all about the Core Civic Committee. Then the city approved a street closure for 1 block of Cherokee Street from 3rd to 4th Street for the Kansas Summer Spirit Festival. Next, we adopted the Safe Routes to School plan. Then we reviewed this year's action plan for the Community Development Block Grant that is given to us by the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Then we re-awarded the janitorial contract for cleaning the city buildings because the original contract we awarded in December didn't include all the services we thought it did. So we rebid it, and this time it went to Woodley Building Maintenance. Then we approved the low bid from Sands Construction for a sidewalk on Pottawatomie Street from 4th Street to 2nd Street, which is part of that grant, the Community Development Block Grant. Finally, we awarded a contract to redo 2 intersections, 18th in Ottawa and 20th in Dakota. We did it! There wasn't a ton that was controversial this meeting, but I do want to point out a couple of things. The first is the Safe Routes to School plan. We studied it in the study session, and it's a great way to ensure that we get to 0 traffic deaths here. I know there were a lot of concerns about violence, and hopefully some of those are being addressed. A lot of the other concerns can actually be addressed fairly cheaply, like making sure that the paint is updated on crosswalks, working with the school districts to make sure that there are crossing guards there, having other more natural ways to reduce driver speed when driving on these roads. So this is something that I hope to get updated on maybe every quarter or so, and I know they have a committee that's going to meet a couple times a year. If you're an avid City in 60 watcher, you'll know that the bidding of the janitorial services for the city was one of our first difficult votes, I suppose, in December when we first started. That vote ended up being 3-2. Today it was 5-0. Both companies from Leavenworth who submitted proposals did not meet the minimum bid requirements. They did last time, but this time either their needs have changed or we were maybe more specific about what we were wanting, since that's why the contract that we had didn't work out in the first place. But it was a unanimous vote this time because neither of the local bids met those minimum requirements. Beyond that, this past week, the Core Civic Oversight Committee met for the very first time. That meeting was on Tuesday, May 5th, and it was open to the public. And it was mainly just kind of an introductory meeting from my understanding. I wasn't present, of going over the special use permit and just getting some initial questions answered. So that committee is up and running, and I believe they plan on meeting once a month. Finally, I just want to give a shout out to anybody who's graduating at around this time. It's a happy time for a lot of families, and there are a lot of kiddos in our community doing amazing things. And speaking of kids in our community doing amazing things, the Youth Advisory Commission is now accepting applications for ages 14 to 19. So if that's something you're interested in, please feel free to reach out to me. That's it. Stay safe and have a great week, everybody.